Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Jessica Fit Beauty. If you are new, I hope that you will love my channel and you'll choose to subscribe. When you subscribe though, make sure that you click that little bell. That way you get notified every time I upload a new video. If you're coming back, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing this look. It is a no foundation, dewy, bare-faced skin bridal look. So we're going for kind of a coral smoky eye and just something very fun and a little bit different, but with a bare face. So if you guys want to see how I achieve this look, go ahead and watch. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. One of the most important aspects of going for bare skin on any type of routine, but especially on your wedding day, is making sure that your skin is nice and prepped. So making sure it's very moisturized and everything just looks seamless. I do highly recommend, if you're going to self-tan, to do it 2 days before. Also, another thing you want to do is make sure that you exfoliate the night before all over your entire body, hydrate that body really, really well, and sleep with what they call a wedding mask, which is a really deep, intense, hydrating skincare for your face as well as your eyes. And it's just going to do a lot of wonders. It's really going to help brighten your skin. Try and take as good of care of skin leading up to the event as well. Don't go getting facials except for maybe 2 weeks out or a week prior, so your skin has enough time to recuperate and balance back out. Other than that, what you're going to want to do is make sure that your skin is nice and prepped and ready to go. So to start off, I'm going to use the Pure Tone Up Total Eye Fitness. And I'm just going to use a pump for each eye, so just a nice little squirt. Is I'm going to put it on my ring finger, and I'm just going to tap it underneath the eye. And this is kind of one of those type of firming eye serums, so this goes on before you put any moisturizer. And then I'll do the same thing on the opposite eye. Once that's done, you're going to want to put on an eye moisturizer. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Complete Eye Renewal Balm by Algenist. And I'm just going to take a very small amount and I'm going to tap it underneath my eyes. And again, you want to use your ring finger or even your middle finger, but the ring finger is the best because it applies the least amount of pressure. Once that is on, I want to apply a nice moisturizer. Since the night before I moisturized really heavily, I don't want to do too much today, considering the fact that I'm going to be running around, I'm probably going to be talking with family, I'm going to be taking pictures, I'm going to be dancing. Just depends on what type of wedding you have. So I'm going to use a very light moisturizer, but something that's still going to make my skin look nice and dewy and refreshed. I'm going to go in with the Tarte H2O. This is a water-based moisturizer, which is great, and that means it'll soak right into the skin. I'm going to take a nice amount and I'm just going to apply it on my palms of my hand, kind of rub the hands together and onto the fingertips, and then I'm just going to press it into my skin. And make sure you go down into your neck as well. I'm going to start off with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance for my eyes to prime them, because I am going to do kind of a peachy, smoky eye. I want my eyes to be very dramatic, but my face very soft. So I'm just applying this all over my eyes. Alright, once you've primed your eyes, you're going to want to go in with your shadow just to kind of set down a base. And I'm going to go in using the Makeup Geek Vanilla Bean all over the entire lid. And then I'm going to just take it and apply it all over the lid, just in windshield wiper motions back and forth. Now that I've laid down the first shade using the eyeshadow, I'm going to go ahead and go in with Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie in the crease of my eye using a nice fluffy brush. Starting on the outer corner and working my way in. Alright, now I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek Poppy and a pencil brush, and I'm going to define that crease a little bit more. This is a nice bright coral color, which is perfect for the look I am going for. So I'm going to start on the outer portion of the crease and just kind of work my way in. I'm going to go back in with a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. Once you've laid that down, now it's time to move on to the smoky portion. So the folks at Charlotte Tilbury were kind enough to send me a few items, one of them being her Nocturnal Cat Eyes, and I kind of wanted to layer this. Normally I would just do this all on its own, and that's the beauty of this product, is that it is just an eyeliner and then you go over with a shadow and it just kind of gives you a nice smoky look. But I really wanted to kind of layer it, give it a little bit more dimension, especially because this is a wedding look. So to start off, I'm going to take the Rockin' Coal, and this is Black Magic. I'm going to take this right across my lid as close as possible to the lash line. It doesn't need to be neat because we're going to kind of blend this out. And you're going to make it kind of thick, and then you'll blend it out a little bit with a brush. Go in with a smudger brush, and I'm just going to begin kind of pushing that color back. So as you can see, I'm smudging out that line, kind of bringing it up towards the crease, not all the way to the crease, but towards the crease. So there's really no harsh line, and it's just kind of blending the product in. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with the shadow, Silver Leopard, and I'm going to take my ring finger and I'm just going to kind of smudge it over top of that. And into where your crease is as well. And then I'm going to go back in with this pencil brush, and I'm going to kind of blend it together in the crease here. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the face, and then of course we will finish up this eye at the end, so don't worry, this is not the final product. We're going to keep on moving here. Now I'm going to go in on my face, and I'm going to go in with the Radiance Activator. It's Treat, Prep, and Glow, and this is by Estee Edit. I'm just going to use a few pumps here, and we're going to put this all over my entire face. It's going to help really illuminate it. Since we aren't doing any foundation, we want to use products that are going to make our skin look as flawless as possible. Now you will be using concealer, so don't stress out too much about that. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of primer on areas where I know that I'm very oily or that I want to look a little extra matte. So this is the Pore Vanishing Moisturizer. It's actually a matte hydrator and primer. I mean, we're just doing this skin up. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit right here, and I'm going to rub it between my fingers so it gets nice and warm, and we're just going to press it right into these pores. Now it's time to conceal, because we want to conceal and make sure that our skin, even though we're not going to be wearing foundation, we want it to look beautiful. So I'm going to go in with the Becca Aqua Luminous Concealer in Light. I'm just going to apply a little bit underneath my eyes, and same over here. And I'm going to apply a little bit on where my fantastic zits are. And anywhere else I may want to conceal slightly. Around my nose a little bit. My nose is a little bit red today. And that's it. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a brush, and I'm using a flat top brush from IT Cosmetics, and I'm just going to kind of buff out the edges so everything blends really seamlessly. And I'm going to push into the areas where I have the other concealer. Underneath my eyes, I'm kind of feathering out so it just gets a nice soft kind of ombre effect so everything flows. But on the areas where I am trying to conceal like a bump or a zit, I'm going to press the concealer in. This way I'm not wiping away the product. And this is why I'm not using a beauty blender either, because a beauty blender can kind of more wipe away the product, but we want it to push into the skin. And then you can just kind of feather out the edges. Now I'm going to go in with my ring finger and just really press this concealer up into the lash line. Now I'm going to go in with a concealer that's just a little bit more covering. This is the Pure Cosmetics Disappearing Ink Concealer. I'm going to put that where I'm a little bit more dark, just right here. And I'm going to really take my finger and just pat that in. With IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. This is a translucent powder. There's no SPF, and from what I have tested, it does not have flashback, which is extremely important for a wedding. And I'm just going to take a domed shader brush, and I'm just going to apply it in there, and then I'm going to tap this right onto my eyes. This will also help brighten as well. And I'm not going to carry it down too low out here because I'm going to be using highlighters, and I'm going to start with a creamy highlighter. You cannot set a powder down and then put a cream on top of it. It will get really chunky and rolly, and you don't want to do that. I'm going to go in with the MAC Strobe Cream, and I'm going to put this right on my high points. I'm going to do it in the center, middle of the forehead, just a little bit on my nose, my cupid's bow, chin, and then the high points right here to really kind of lift that side of the cheek up. If you take a look at this area right here, it's kind of shaped like a C, so I'm going to follow that direction. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just really going to apply it right here. Once I've laid it down, I'm going to go in with this flat top brush again, and I'm just going to kind of feather out the edges. This is so everything looks seamless and you kind of have that, you know, natural looking skin without overly done. So once you feather out the edges, you can see everything just kind of melts together. A little bit on my cupid's bow, my chin, my nose. So I'm just going to kind of lay it down, and also on the forehead. And take my flat top brush and I'm just going to blend it in so there's no harsh lines. Now that that is done, I'm going to go in with a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to use Do the Hoola, and this is a liquid bronzer. So what's really nice is it's very light and easy to use. As you can see, that's the color. It's not super dark. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on, it doesn't matter which finger for this process, and I'm going to start right here where you suck in and your cheekbones are, and I'm just going to start applying it down. And once you have it on, you can go in with your flat top brush and just kind of blend out the edges, because again, we're creating that this is our skin complete look. Now I do want to set this bronzer just slightly, so I'm going to go in with the Hoola bronzer and a nice big fluffy brush. I'm just going to take it inside of it, and I'm going to go ahead and just apply it lightly where I had put that bronzer, just so it sets it and it holds it in place and it doesn't move all around the face during your wedding. Same on the forehead. Go in with a little bit of blush. I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics Ombre Radiance Coral Flush, which is perfect. It's going to bring this whole look kind of together. And I'm going to be using kind of a pointed powder brush, and I'm just going to dip it in this. Just coat my brush, tap off any excess so it's not too bright. And I'm going to start a little bit back from the apple of the cheek and just kind of feather it out. So we just want this to be ever so light and just kind of give us a little bit of dimension, kind of like that soft blushing bride look, but not overdone. Right now I'm going to go in with a highlighter, and we're going to highlight a little bit more of this area. And I want something that's just really going to be super opalescent, adding some bling, just really give me that oomph. So I'm going in with the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Prismatic Amethyst. I'm just going to dip my highlighting brush in this, and I'm going to go right over top in a C shape right here. I mean, just look at this. So gorgeous. And of course, I'm going to take some on top of my nose, just right on the tip. And I'm going to do a little bit right above my eyebrows. Okay, now that is done. I mean, just look at this. Oh, so beautiful, so ethereal, just soft, it's gorgeous, your skin is dewy, you didn't have to use a ton of foundation, but you were gonna glow. You were gonna be a blushing bride. To finish up these brows and the rest of this whole eye magic happening here, because I still do want to do a little bit of oomph and pizzazz because this is your wedding day. So, you know, I'm imagining this is what I would do on my wedding day. I'm taking it as though it's my special day, and maybe someday I'll get that. I haven't been married yet, but, you know, a girl can dream. Alright, so I have one brow done, and I'm going to go ahead and do this brow. I'm using the Fiona Styles Micro Precision Brown Ash one because I want to keep them a little bit lighter and not too dark. So I'm just going in and kind of defining the brow first. Once that is done, go in with the technique of the soap. I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of Caudalie water, and I'm going to use the spoolie end, just kind of rub it in that soap. And I'm just going to take it over my brows and kind of pull the hairs up. If you guys haven't seen my brow technique video, I shared how I have done this. This is something that's been around for a very long time. Such a great technique. And I just really want to make sure my hairs look kind of messy and not super tamed because I'm going for just a very soft look. Alright, now that is done, I can go ahead and finish up underneath my eyes with the shadows. So I'm going to go in with a clean small pencil brush back into that peach smoothie, and we're going to put that as tight as possible up underneath the lash line. Now going back in with that pencil brush and the color Poppy, just going to take a little bit on the tip here, and we're going to put this on the outer portion underneath that lash line. Then we're going to take our bigger pencil brush, and I'm just going to kind of smudge that out so there's no harsh line and it's just very soft. Now we're going to go back in with the black magic pencil, and I'm going to tight line my waterline on the bottom. Now going back in with the Silver Leopard, I'm going to take a little bit on a very flat end brush, coat both sides, make sure there's not a lot of excess, and then I'm just going to tightly put that underneath as well. Mainly on the outer portion, just kind of smoke it out right here to about halfway in. Now we need to finish up my lips and of course a little bit of mascara. I'm going to use my favorite, and I know if you guys have been following me for a while, I first was like so into the Grandiose, and now it's the Grandiose Extreme by Lancome. I mean, I am so in love with this brush, the formula, everything. It is not a cheap mascara, but it is a beautiful mascara and it lasts, it doesn't flake. So for me, for a wedding, I want something to have staying power. And apply this on my top lashes, just starting at the base and really working up. Alright, so even though my face is nice and, you know, there's no foundation on it, but there is a little bit of other products, and it's all about that beautiful dewy skin, I really still want to put a lash on. So I received these Kawaii Girl Cosmetics lashes. They are called Ibisu, and I just think they look so pretty, so flirty. I have not worn them yet. I've never tried their lashes, so I'm excited to see how these work. To apply, I'm just going to go ahead and look down into a mirror, and then I'm going to put them right next to my lash line, just like so. And just make sure they really get down in there. It's time for lips. We have both sets of lashes on. Our skin is complete besides spraying on some spray. But I'm going to go in with the Bite Beauty, and this is the number 020 lip pencil. And I'm just going to line my lips. I know for a lot of brides, they prefer to have like a liquid lipstick so it stays all day. However, I just don't want one with this look. I love this color. So this is by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the color Very Victoria. It is the perfect nude. I have yet to find anything that compares to it. So I do want my skin to continue to stay dewy and beautiful, and something I would probably keep in my clutch would be the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This stuff is incredible and is also going to hold everything in place. Also, something else I like to do after I've put on my fixing mist is I like to just take a wet sponge and just really push it in. This way the product really holds. And this will just truly set everything into place for your special day. Alright guys, that is it for this look. Can you believe I have not a drop of foundation on? Amazing, right? My skin looks so radiant, so dewy. Yes, I did conceal any spots I had, but overall, it's a bare face look. And then I have a dramatic eye and a nude lip. I think this is so perfect for a summer wedding. You kind of have that sunset smoky eye. Perfect for an evening wedding. If you want to leave the smoke out of it and you don't want to go smoky, you can even just do kind of that sunset effect and a neutral eye on top. It's beautiful. But if you guys liked this bridal look and you want to see me do more, please let me know down in the comments section. Until next time, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll be seeing you soon. Bye!